Welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Radio Show on We Are Hotline. The show is about transforming lives one story at a time, and we profile people who are making positive changes in the world, conversations that matter. So we've invited another fantastic woman on the line. She is the co-owner of Clarity Medspa and also the North American distributor of Lure Face and Body Cups. Please welcome Linda Murphy to the show. How are you doing today, Linda?
I'm really awesome. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. And I guess I'll just get right to it. So tell me about your background leading up to being the co-founder or co-owner of Clarity Medspa. What did it take to get there?
Oh, well, what it took was a whole other career. Prior to having my own family and raising children, I was in sales and marketing, and after I got to stay home with my kids, it was an opportunity to just revisit what I wanted to do next. And lo and behold, I ended up in the beauty industry. It's something that really resonates with me, mainly because I'm taking care of people. And if you'd asked me, prior to going into this industry, and I've been in it for almost 18 years, I never would have thought this would have been my thing. But just staying home and being with the kids and thinking about what makes me happy and what I'm good at, this sort of evolved. My sister's a registered nurse, and she's also my business partner. And she's a big deal in this industry. She's a clinical trainer. And she's been training and selling equipment in the aesthetic industry for over 20 years. And she's like, what about this? Why don't you join me and do this with me, being medical aesthetics? And I said, why not? And so that's exactly how I ended up in this industry. Very sort of like a left turn that I didn't know was coming.
Okay, so it was kind of a organic evolution for you of sorts, because you came from marketing and sales to the business world, and now you're into beauty and wellness. So that's a fantastic kind of evolution of self. So I totally understand that. I left teaching for 12 years and started a life in media, and I haven't looked back. So I totally understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, and it's nice. I have people ask me about, how I transitioned into this career. And I love sharing the story because I think even today young people will have many careers, and they just have to be open to what next. So I share it, and I'm spending a little time on this in this interview because if your listeners are listening and women or men want to be inspired to just go for that next thing, it's just be open. Just be open to exploring.
Be open, and I think for me and for many people it was just taking the leap beyond that wall of fear, because you never know what's on the other side, and it could be beautiful, and usually always is. But it's just a matter of getting off the fence and just going for it. So I totally understand.
And it was beautiful for me because I'm in the beauty industry.
Yeah. Awesome. So tell me about the Clarity Medspa. How long has it been around now?
Oh, we've been operating together, my sister and I, with Clarity Medspa. We've been delivering non-invasive aesthetics, which includes all types of lasers for face and body treatments as well as injectables. We've been doing this together for over 17 years. And what we've been able to do is we've been able to marry things that are very clinical, and this is new for us, where we were very clinical, very medical for so long. In the last couple of years, we've started transitioning into marrying more of a Zen feel to something that's very clinical. So things like, our skincare lines have evolved because people want organic. So we're cleaning up our skincare line where we thought we were dealing with really clean skincare. We've been able to make it cleaner by curating lines that are organic and or natural, but also backed by science. So, we've been able to transition that way, as well as we've always believed that laser services are a very natural way of fighting aging and combating things that aren't going well with our appearance because if you're not going under the knife. And lasers pretty much are always, broadly speaking, lasers are controlled injuries where your body's been asked to recover and step up to the plate with a nice, aesthetic and pleasing outcome. So we try to pursue things that are non-invasive and where you don't go under the knife and where you're not poisoning your body in the process, with horrible chemicals and those sorts of things. So we try to marry the medical experience with the Zen experience. So even things like when we brought in the cupping, we brought in facial and body cupping recently into our services, and it was such a success that we became the North American distributor for all things cupping, at the wholesale level. So I sell Lure face and body cups because, quite frankly, they're age-defying on so many levels.
And thank you for bringing that up because I was going to ask you, my introduction to cupping, it sounds totally bizarre, but I was going through one of those tabloid magazines and I saw a picture of Gwyneth Paltrow, and she was walking and she had all these weird red marks on the back of her arm and on her back. And she explained to the reporters that she had just finished a cupping session, and I had no idea what she was talking about. So that was my first glimpse of cupping. But maybe you can tell us from, a layman's perspective what cupping really is and how it benefits the body.
So I'll talk about Gwyneth really quickly. And she's made cupping famous, along with Michael Phelps. And now you'll see the athletes, even with the Pan Am Games that were like 2 summers ago, you'll see athletes are either taped or they've been cupped. And it's a form of therapy. It's a form of alternative medicine that's thousands of years old. But when you place cups on the body, and if you don't move them, when the cups come off, they can leave those red suction marks. And those are placed to basically increase blood flow to an area and to reduce inflammation. So when you have cupping where it's placed and they're placed and left there for 20 minutes, there's a good chance that you will be left with the mark. So we have cups, and that's more of a therapeutic approach to cupping. On the beauty side, when you're cupping, it's rare that there are any marks, because when we talk about cupping from a beauty and an anti-aging or for cellulite, people are like, oh yeah, well, am I going to have marks or what? And it's like, no, you won't have marks if your cup is in motion. So you've got this gliding motion when it's the same device, it's a cup, it's the same tool. You're just using them differently. So it's static versus whether they're in motion or not. So for therapeutics, they're usually parts and they could leave marks, but if it's for beauty, the cups are in motion, and what they do is that can contour the face, it improves circulation in the skin, it can help release toxins in the face and perform lymphatic drainage in the face area. So in the face, on the face, people do not need to worry about bruising. That's a whole other approach.
Okay.
But it's something that's both therapeutic and a beauty tool, a beauty treatment.
Okay. So what other services do you provide at Clarity Medspa?
Oh my God, we do a lot. And if you were to look at our website, the drop-down menu of face treatments is everything from skin lifting. And these are all medically approved, Health Canada and FDA approved. So most of our devices are approved both sides of the border, and they also have approvals in Europe. So we've got FDA approved for skin lifting with all therapy. We've got Coolsculpting for freezing and shrinking fat, and all this stuff works. If it doesn't work, we ship it out. We don't keep it. We do not keep that device. We've got skin tightening. We have peels. We have injections, for Botox and fillers. We have quite a lineup of facials that support our laser treatments. We do things like PRP, which is platelet-rich plasma, where we take your blood, the blood is drawn, and the blood is moved through a centrifuge, and it's re-injected with very rich, it's a platelet-rich plasma. It's just that, and we use your own blood to give you this crazy therapeutic accentuated results with your own blood for skin lifting and tightening and for just, circulation. So, the list goes on of non-invasive procedures. There are lots of options. We treat cellulite. We treat it with devices like laser devices, and we also treat cellulite with cupping, which is amazing. So if someone's doing cupping for their, sometimes the byproduct of working on your cellulite with body cups, the byproduct is you can have relief in your legs with tight IT bands and poor circulation. And then sometimes the same person could realize that by doing cupping for their arms, they'll notice improved circulation or muscle tension relief in the arms and the shoulder area as well. So it's all sort of blended together,
Okay, excellent. I have a question.
Yeah.
For women who have had their babies and they're in a period in their life where they want to spend a little bit of time of reconstructing their bodies. Their children have they're older. The stretch marks. Is there any way of like minimizing their appearance or totally removing it?
There are. Now, if anyone tells you that they're going to get rid of your stretch marks completely, I would do my due diligence and really question it because they're tough. They're really tough to treat because some are very superficial and they're more of a discoloration, and then other stretch marks are textural. It's almost like someone has gone in and scratched, and you can feel the dips. Like your eyes were closed, you could feel the stretch marks. You could feel the textural difference. Both of those types of stretch marks can be minimized, some more than others. And with that, we have things like we can use carbon. We can use intracell, microneedling with radio frequency. We see amazing results with that. Except at our clinic, we see amazing results when we take a person on that's a good candidate for that treatment. So if someone had really difficult stretch marks to treat, because we know we've been doing it a long time, and we said, oh yeah, this is going to work for you, sometimes there is nothing that's going to work amazingly for you. Sometimes it's just like, I can give you a small improvement. Are you okay with that? Right? Other people, their stretch marks are very superficial, and we can give them that amazing outcome, either with intracell microneedling or with the carbon laser. It just depends on the individual. So with stretch marks, it's a bit of a wild card, but not always. It just depends on, who you're going to, and if they've got a full lineup of devices, that they can move you through the right device for how your stretch marks present.
Okay, excellent. And then the non-evasive treatments, I'm sure you have a lot of people who come in, men and women, who maybe, they work out and they diet, they do everything, but there's still some pockets of fat that still won't go anywhere. So is this where you come in and try to help those areas?
Oh yeah, that's where we lead with Coolsculpting. So,
okay.
And our typical client for Coolsculpting is that person who's very close to their perfect goal weight. They might be within 10 pounds. That's the bulk of it, of our clients. They're within 10 pounds of their range, or they are so fit, but they have these little pockets of fat either on the love handles or on the tummy. Yet you can see their abs. You can see how developed their legs are, that they have, like with their quads, and you can see that they work out, but they have these little pockets of fat. And the number one treatment worldwide right now, here's a plug for Coolsculpting, is Coolsculpting. And Coolsculpting is cryolipolysis. Cryo being freezing, lipo being fat, and lysis is the destruction. So we are destroying fat with freezing, and it works so beautifully. It has been our most popular treatment. because the repeats on it are very high. The referrals on it are very high. And the repeats and the referrals are so strong because the device works beautifully. It's non-invasive. You know, you show up, you're comfortable, we put you on a treatment bed, 1 or 2 hours, you're out the door, and over the next 45 days, you're starting to notice those pockets of fat shrinking. And by the 90 and 120-day mark, you're noticing those pockets of fat almost gone. You know, it's like, it's quite remarkable. So Coolsculpting is the one we lead with for stubborn fat, you know.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic, fantastic. So can you think of one situation that you're really proud of, like a glowing moment where you really feel proud of, you know, pursuing this passion work, something that you worked on with a client and they told you something, they revealed something that changed their life, that really made you feel like, yes, this is why I do what I do. Can you share that moment with us?
I have many moments like that because I've been doing this a long time. And if I'm going to just hone in on one because it's fresh from last week, it was the moment that I told somebody that they don't need me. They don't need my services. You know, it was that moment where they share what is concerning them. And usually it's a moment there, it's like they just don't love themselves, right? And it's helping them see that what I'm doing is a hemorrhage, is a Band-Aid on a hemorrhage, that what they have is deeper. And it's, I can give them the facial, and I can do this, and I can do Coolsculpting, but they won't be fully happy until they learn to love themselves. Mm-hmm. And these moments come up often with us. We're in business to be in business. Like, don't be fooled. Like, I like to sell services. I like to deliver an outcome. But there are those people that you meet that it's just deeper. And the moment is encouraging them to explore what else could be troubling them other than what they just see in the mirror, you know? And it sounds really schmaltzy, but that's what makes me so proud of the work that we're doing here. Is we really do have the compassion to see the whole person. We run a small boutique-y type space. It's people feel like they're at home here. And with that, they feel that they have the ability to open up. And if someone opens up, I will walk through that door and I will talk about what else might make them feel beautiful. And it's just sometimes it's how they see themselves. You know, that they really are there. They just need to see that they're there. So that's why I love my job. Seriously, it's the connections with people.
Okay, excellent. And Linda, I'm just really happy that you've, taken some time to share with us, and I'm learning so much about, non-evasive treatment and all the wonderful services. I mean, you have a full range from facials to cupping, so it's really a world of beauty and wellness when you walk into Clarity Med Spa. So I just want to wish you all the best, and I'm so looking forward to having you come on the Nikki Clarke Show and meet everyone with the live taping coming up actually in just a couple of days. So I'm really excited about that, and it's going to be amazing. And tell us, please, how can people connect with you online, or maybe call you so that they can set up some time with you at Clarity Med Spa?
Sure. So our website is claritymedspa.ca, and I know your listeners reach far and wide, but I will invite anybody anywhere around the world to go to our website because it's quite extensive, and I think you'll learn something. No matter what city, what country you're in, going to our website, you will learn about the range of services, and it just might make you ask better questions of the person that you're meeting with, whether you're in London, New York, LA, wherever you are. But claritymedspa.ca, I'm told, I'm complimented often on the content of our website, so I will share that. I don't want to brag, but I'll just share what people are saying. But they say they love how extensive our website is. So if you go to our website, if you're in my market, I would love to have you visit us. We always offer a free consultation. Everybody and anywhere in this business should offer a free consultation if they're smart. It's good business. And so go to claritymedspa.ca. You can go. We've got great reviews on Google. You can find us on YouTube. We're on Instagram, Clarity Medspa TO. And just, no matter where you are in the world, if you have a question, email me. I'll answer. I've answered questions from all around the world saying, I'm in London or I'm in New York, and who would you recommend? And I'll just say, here's what you want to look for from a med spa. Here's what here's what you need to know. Right. Good luck.
Good luck. Awesome.
Good
Linda,
luck. And I mean that sincerely. And you need to come in and see me. We have a date.
I do.
You and I.
I do. We have a date.
Mm-hmm.
We have a date, definitely. Linda, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. I know the listeners have enjoyed learning so much from you, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. You've been listening to Linda Murphy, special guest, co-founder of Clarity Med Spa, and North American distributor of Lure face and body cups. So thank you again, Linda. If you missed the first part of the interview, you don't have to worry. We're going to be replaying the interview throughout the week, Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. to noon on WLHR1.com. We are Hotline Radio. Linda, thanks again, and see you soon. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.